aura points.
So much silence before. It's like, hey, we're going to do nothing before the clap and after the clap. I was like, okay, for sure. Yeah, I saw this came across, and I'm doing this thing where I don't Google anything anymore, and I save it for the podcast.
That's a new thing?
Yeah. So I Google stuff. I'm like, what is that? And I'll Google it. And I was like, you know what? This is probably a fun segment for the podcast, is just to ask Noah to Google stuff.
It is a lot of fun. I am now concerned that you only get information updates every other week.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I don't know. I kind of like it. Like, you were breaking news about the shooting last episode, too. I was like, oh, man, everybody knows about this.
There's way more updates about that, too. As an Italian.
You want to get into it, or you want to do aura points?
Let's do aura points first.
Yeah, what is that?
So aura points is like a TikTok trend. The idea of your aura is basically your what we used to call like status. Are you cool? Are you nerdy? If you're cool, you have high aura. If you're nerdy, you have low aura.
But nerdy was cool for a minute.
I'm going to say,
oh, sorry, my bad.
Unless like nerdy is your thing and then it's your own aura. Now, the trend is like, I did this thing. Did I get aura points or lose aura points? Or how much did I lose? So it's like, I walked in on my best friend fucking my boyfriend. How much aura did I lose?
That feels like bad points.
Exactly. And
like
then
negative.
people in the comments will be like, that's 8,000 aura. Or they're like, he's ugly. That's only 2,000 aura. Like,
but do they get into like, what is an aura bank? Like, what should my bank?
No, the whole joke is I don't think it's quantifiable.
Oh, okay.
It's just.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Oh, yeah. It's just like Harry Potter. At the very end of the first one, like, zillion points to Gryffindor because you guys stopped Voldemort, which is like, I didn't even know that was on the board. I didn't even know that was something we could have done.
I think they stopped doing that after like the second film too. Like, I don't even think they like bring that back up. They're like, we're doing grown up kid shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember I played
Hormones.
the Harry Potter video game and you'd get points for Gryffindor
Did you
for doing
hate
like
that as much as the films, or
No, they were very good about it it was very clear. Like
you already knew what was going on. You're like, this bullshit magic.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I was having fun with it back then. I know. Good callback.
Thank you. I listen to you. I listen to you when you talk all the time.
I'll work on that on my end. My bad.
That's okay.
No, it was a fun game. PS2. It's probably on my emulator. I should see if it's on there. I remember what was annoying about that was I didn't have a memory card yet. So I used to try to one-shot the game, basically. I'm like, I got to play for 4 hours to get past the level I got last time. And so when it came to those damn side quests to get the extra points for Gryffindor, I'm like, what do I get for this? Like,
you have to play as Gryffindor? You can't be the
You're playing as Harry Potter. Yeah. All right. It's not like the cool... I heard there's... Noah, please look this up. There's a MMO, a Harry Potter MMO, where you can kind of create your own wizard. You get sorted, and then you just run around and do side quests. It's like World of Warcraft specifically for...
Harry Potter Magic Awakened?
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't sound like what it was called.
What's an MMO?
Multi-massive online game.
Wow.
Meaning that like
Sounds big.
Yeah, it's a big server. And everyone you're playing with, aside from like shopkeepers and stuff, are other real people. And the quests, you can do them together. So like you'd have a character, I'd have a character. We'd both jump into the game and we're like, oh, if it was Harry Potter, right? It's like, let's go to the potions class and do the potions quest.
Right.
And then you could try to do it by yourself, but I think you get more rewards if you do it with friends. Like it very much encourages you like to do it socially. And you can level up your characters however you want. So like in World of Warcraft, you would pick a different race of mythical creature, which I never played this, so I don't know the specifics, but I know that like you could be like a warrior. I think they call that a paladin. You could be like a sorcerer that was like a healer. And like you wanted to set up like a little clan with your friends where like you all had different things you could play together. But you just play with randos online too.
Did you ever have anybody like player 2 Harry Potter with you?
My brother and I did play some games together, but not those. I don't know if that specific game you could do 2-player.
Oh.
It's kind of funny. Everything now has a multiplayer element for the most part, except for like what are called RPGs, the role-playing games. Your like Skyrims, your Fallouts.
Of course.
Are you familiar with any of these or no?
Yeah, Max plays Skyrim.
Okay, yeah. So they made, after Skyrim, they made an MMO for that world. It was called the Elder Scrolls, like, Tamriel or something like that. I can't remember.
I'm familiar with these words. Elder Scrolls, those two.
Well, so Skyrim is Elder Scrolls 5. So that's just the title for that specific one, but it's all under the Elder Scrolls umbrella. What was it called?
Umbrella Academy.
Oh my god, there's like so many.
It should just be Skyrim or Elder Scrolls MMO. I tried playing it. It's not nearly as fun as regular Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of that is it's fun to like have all the characters kind of cater to your like world. But when it's just a bunch of people running around, because like the crazy thing is in certain areas, like maybe you're like a level 2 little, but like a level like 79 dude runs in on a dragon, and you're like, the immersion is broken.
Oh.
So do you know what that means?
No.
Immersion is like when I'm playing a game, how much it feels quote unquote real to me.
Oh.
So it's like if characters start acting weird, it doesn't track.
Right.
A lot of people who play online or play games on the computer, like my brother's version of Fallout, because he modified it, he modded it, it's way more realistic.
Wow.
He has like guns that don't exist in the game, but do exist in our world. Like are in there. He upgraded how all the guns sound so they sound more realistic. He got rid of like on the screen where you can see your health and everything. So it's just like your vision. It's silly stuff.
I think it would just be the Elder Scrolls Online.
Probably, okay. The Elder Scrolls Online, I think that's all it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't very good though.
No.
No, and Fallout tried to do that too with Fallout 76.
Yeah.
It was originally there was no story. It's just you play it and you automatically jump online. And the way that they made it make sense to the player was it was like, this is the first vault that gets opened. So the only people you're going to meet are other people from your vault. And every character was like a vault person.
Oh.
But very quickly, people didn't like it. They're like, I can't talk to anyone who isn't a real person. I put some NPCs in here, make it like more fun. And then so they completely like had to keep retooling the game year after year.
Yeah.
Until it became a little more like a traditional Fallout game. But Fallout 4 was kind of considered a pretty bad one for the series. And then Fallout 76 was so bad that people are like, 4's actually pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
I actually kind of fuck with it, dude. So that's pretty funny.
Nice.
Aura points.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you were talking
I just lost a bunch of aura being that fucking nerdy right now.
Oh, dang. But it wasn't the cool nerdy that you also want to try to hit.
I don't think so. I don't think any woman's going to look at that and be like, wow, that's sexy. So that would be a loss of aura.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's the rating for aura points.
I would imagine so. I mean, if not getting laid, like what?
Right. Is there
respect? Just general respect from people?
That's good. Now I know. Now I'm going to get the jokes on the YouTube shorts. I'm excited about it. Yo, have you seen that trend where there's like a song, I think it's a Sabrina Carpenter song, and they're like, it's guys, and then they pick up their ladies, and then they put them on their shoulder?
I have seen this, and I can't remember the
have
song
you
it's
seen
attached
it?
to.
It's like, she's like, they're jacked or something, and then they pick them up. And I showed it to Max, and I was just like, can you do this? And then he's like, and his reaction was legitimately, it was like the whole, because he's always like, oh, you're tiny. Like he's always, that's the word that he uses for me. And then I'm just like, you're always telling me I'm tiny. And he's like, it's not about you. It's about my strength as a man. And then I was like, all right. But I thought that was pretty funny. Because so many people can do it. It looks like every guy and girl.
Yeah, every guy whose girlfriend is a foot shorter than him can do it.
Yeah, it's probably that. It's probably because I'm
You
so
guys are
tall.
about the same height, so
Yeah.
I get that. It's not easy. And Max is very strong.
He's so
Let
strong.
people know it's not that he's not strong.
And then
but
looked at me and was like, ugh, that's what was hurting my aura points about it.
my weight differential to Ronnie is pretty different, and I would still not feel totally comfortable.
What? I feel like I could do that with Ronnie.
You think so?
I do.
Have you ever lifted something over your shoulders?
Oh, yeah, constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When we just that was a face. So just like when we got back from Skankfest, and, you know, my husband wasn't faking the abscess in the back of his throat,
Put
he
it on the
couldn't
record.
lift our suitcases like in the overhead thing. So I'm like, I'm putting our suitcases in the overhead thing. Everybody's looking at Max kind of fucked up, but I was like, yeah, I'm strong. What's up? That's crazy. Didn't even struggle.
Huh. Well, maybe we'll just have to do a video of me trying to put Ronnie over my
You
head.
should
and then
pick
you
up
doing
Max,
it.
and then I should pick up
Yeah,
Ronnie.
that's not.
Let's do
fair.
that. That seems pretty fair.
That's like that one guy's joke about. I think it's Jack Ferguson has his joke about when he was dating the bi girl, and she's like, I want to make out with other girls, and I'll let you make out with other boys. It's like that's not that's not an even
1-to-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
How about we both try to pick up Noah?
I think I could do that.
Yeah.
But I also think, well, if I could do that, I think you weigh more than Ronnie does for sure.
Right? Exactly.
But again, he's tall and lengthy. That's the thing I'm thinking about. Is like, where do you grab him from to get you over the shoulder?
You're supposed to grab him on the hips. That's how they're doing
but
it.
he's too tall. I'd have to grab him by his thighs.
We can work it out. It's about the positive mindset of doing it. You go in doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then when you don't do it, then it's like, wasn't that funny? I didn't do it. That's it. It's always a win. Or you did it and you're strong.
I like the way you think about that.
Positivity.
That's definitely not how I would process it.
I know. That's okay. We should be different in some ways.
I think we should be different in a lot of ways. I'm super okay with being different from you.
Aw. Oh, it was an insult. Dang. All right. That's okay.
I didn't think it was an insult either.
Well, okay.
I'm
Now
just
I'm
saying,
not so sure.
No, I don't want to be a
what was it?
woman. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm very happy being
good for
being
you.
a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, awkward silence. See, that's oral points going down right now.
Is it for
Podcast
everybody
oral
or just
points
for...
are going way down. Fuck.
All right, let's
Back
turn it
up.
around. What are fun, exciting things that we can talk
Oh,
about?
this is what I want to talk to you guys about. So Ronnie's been in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I told you guys she made a fancy new friend.
Mm-hmm.
So for the listeners at home, my girlfriend is now friends with like international influencer and porn star Kazumi. And what was crazy was on my way to work, probably like last Tuesday, she sends me a picture of both of them in bikinis in a mud bath. Pretty sensual stuff. Like, and I was like, oh, I didn't know what to say to this because I was like, I can't be like hot.
Right.
So I was just like, they both had each other, like hands on each other's butt cheeks.
Oh.
So I went full Finding Nemo. I'm like, you touched the butt. And she's like,
Smart.
yeah, thank you.
Smart.
She's like,
Smart.
like I did. And then she said, Kazumi said to send this to you. And I was like, thought I was out.
Yeah.
And now, now I'm up against the corner. And I
Right.
was like, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Just-
What are the ones Kazumi told you not to send me?
Exactly.
That's that is more my mind.
wow,
went
I didn't even
immediately.
think about it
Yeah,
like that.
no, show me the ones that she wasn't like, hey, send this one. This one was the one that was safe. You didn't. I would have just. I don't even know what to do. 2 exclamation point reaction.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, it's just how do I perform a non-response to this?
Right. No.
An acknowledgement, but
Touch the
no
butt was
opinion.
smart.
Thank you. I
Of
was
course.
felt like I was threading the needle on that one.
Yeah.
But my question is, like, they follow each other on Instagram now. I'm clearly in the lower. Like, do I follow her now, or is that weird? Because I don't know if I'm being rude by not following her.
I'm actually not helpful for this conversation. I don't because I'm so not an online person. But if Kazumi, that's how you say, if she said to send the picture to you, then you're in it. Then yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
And also, when people look up my Instagram account, do I want them to see that I'm only like, because I feel like if you're gonna start following porn stars, you have to follow porn stars.
Oh,
You can't just like follow one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, whoa, what's that about?
That's your favorite one.
that's the only one.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. I need to know what the family thinks about this because
No, because it's kind of like it's a family friend now. That's how I look at it. You don't need to follow a bunch of them. That's your family friend, and you're not being prudish about what she does
right.
for a living.
The first thing I said when Ronnie told me, I said, hey, she's just a person like everyone else.
Exactly.
Just because she organizes sex parties, you know.
Monetizes them. Good on her.
Good on her. Just because she has a couple cameras.
Get your bag.
That's
right. As a
I'm
kid.
for it.
Money. Yeah.
I just don't know that I want my girlfriend to start doing it. You know, not that that's on the table. I'm like,
exactly.
That's like,
We
it's
cross
great.
that bridge when we get there.
It's great. Or we don't build the bridge at all.
Well, you don't build a bridge. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's good. I think she's a family friend, and you're being very feminist about the whole thing.
I'm trying to be.
You're doing an excellent job.
Well, thank you.
Anytime.
What do you think, Noah? Follow, don't follow.
Ooh. Yeah, he actually knows. That's a good.
You should probably follow her, become Mormon, have 2 wives. I don't know.
Whoa. Talk about the next step and the next step. Dang.
Now, Noah has actually seen the picture.
Oh, well.
Because I asked, I only sent it to Kayla because I'm like, Kayla can handle this. And then I I told Kayla, I was like, oh, I told her to take a selfie with her. Not even for me. I'm just like, you guys are friends. You should like prove that you like know her. And Kayla was like, that's way more than a selfie, fam. I was like, right? Hello. And then after I talked to Ronnie about it, I was like, hey, I showed Kayla. She's like, you can show like people. She's like, I don't want you to post it or anything. And I was like, okay. So then I showed Noah because I was like, isn't this crazy?
Yeah.
He did. Oh man.
Oh man.
Noah did what it was. Oh man.
Did they been like taking other pictures though and like posting them together?
No,
Just like
big group
in
pictures,
Vietnam, yeah.
like big group pictures of like the 20 of them or whatever.
That's cool. So they're in the same like cool niche little group.
Yeah, so it's there's a like a YouTube cook named I think Toy De Bay. It's Vietnamese. I'm probably saying it wrong, but she is running this food tour that they've been on for the last like 2 weeks, and so most of her trip was going to. I have to burp, so this is probably gonna like cut through here. Good. I thought that was gonna make some noise.
Burp cut. Burp cut.
Burp cut.
Burp clap.
Nah, we're gonna leave that in.
Good. You want to clap about it or no? Okay.
I don't want to clap about it.
Sorry, my bad.
No. So primarily the tour's been going to different cities, going to these specific areas where certain cuisine is, and like having that food. But then like going on boat tours to get to one of them, train to another. So it's kind of, yeah. It seems like it's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so they've been taking these big pictures of like the 20, 30 of them. And I think Kazumi is friends with Tway, which is why she's on the tour. Because Kazumi's worth like millions of dollars. Like she could do her own private thing if she wanted to.
Love that for
which
her.
is why I was so surprised. I'm like, whoa, who the hell else is on this damn tour?
She probably wants to make friends, you know? And then it's like, how often as adults, like, do you really get to find something with like another person that have a common interest?
Right.
That's only happening to me now through comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that that's cool.
All right.
Big we're pro Kazumi podcast.
We are so pro Kazumi.
Yes.
We're pro everyone in the family.
Absolutely.
Everyone. If you're a porn star and you want to also be in the family,
Yes.
you know, let us know.
Instagram Jared, because I don't know how to use it still.
Dumpster nachos come through.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll put you through the ringer, you know? I mean, I don't feel like we should just outright accept anybody.
You think?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think there needs to be a little bit of a process. I don't know what that is yet, but
Right.
I just don't feel like it should be like,
Give us some time to cook on it.
yeah, let us cook.
Sure. That's how the kids say it. That's all my kid wants to say is let him cook.
I
let
love
me
saying
cook.
that.
I know everybody loves saying it, and it's for me. It's like, okay, you know.
You don't like it?
I've just heard it so much, and that's all.
It is getting a little played out, like when people used to go, LeBron James.
I love that. I still love that. I'm a big Vine energy.
I missed Vine completely. Completely. And it is one of the big like things that makes it hard for me to connect with Ronnie because she was a big Vine girl.
Big Vine. Oh, I'm just gonna talk in Vine to Ronnie when I see her. I'm not. No warning. I'm just gonna be like,
oh, she'd
two
probably be
bros
so excited.
sitting in the hot tub. You don't know this one? No one knows it.
I don't know any Vines. I promise you, I know
tough.
none.
That's big tough.
I know what the fuck, Richard.
Okay.
Like, gosh, that's
Miss Keisha. You don't know Miss?
Oh no! I promise you, I know nothing.
It's the one piece of the internet that I have better.
Oh yeah.
Handle on. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one it's cold outside guy. Yeah.
Oh man. Man, when does Ronnie get back? Because now I gotta run all this Vine stuff by her.
Comes back the 23rd.
Oh man.
Yeah.
A long trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got sick too. She's like really sick out there. I think tomorrow's her last full
I
day.
don't even know what to do when you're sick on vacation.
Oh, well, she took some antibiotics that there you don't need a prescription for antibiotics. You just get them. But she was like, was this safe?
Then she's just getting them all.
Oh, well, the tour person, the coordinator told her like what to get. And so she sent me the pictures and she's like, is this okay to take? Like, as far as I can tell, I'm like, they're real antibiotics. They're not like fake, but do they give you any type of like prescription for it? And they're like, yeah, like the pharmacist there did. You just don't need to get like an initial prescription to get them. I was like, okay, well, but yeah, she's coming back. Today's what, the 21st?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's coming back pretty much day and a half from now.
It's a palindrome day.
Oh, it is.
That makes me excited.
Yeah.
I fuck heavy with palindromes. You getting down with palindromes, Noah?
like race car?
Oh, no.
For anybody who doesn't know, a palindrome is just like a number or a word that's like the same forwards and backwards. So like race car is my favorite word palindrome. Boob is also a palindrome.
Wow.
Tit.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
Mom.
about like
Wow. Flip it upside
race
down.
car, like watching race cars. Like, no, I don't do that.
No.
Yeah, me
Oh,
neither,
okay.
to be fair.
No, I don't know that there is. You should probably look this up what the longest palindrome is. I don't know that there's one that's longer than race car.
Well, that's what's tricky. So then they're going to get into like weirdness about like how a phrase can be a palindrome.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I don't subscribe to that necessarily. Like, sure, that's real, whatever. I like the words that are palindromes and like the dates that are palindromes. So it's 12/21. Not when anybody else is watching this, but when we're recording it. And so it's a palindrome. So it's like, oh, it's going to be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Finnish word.
Nice.
Oh, how many letters is it?
19.
Wow. What does it mean?
If you were going to take a stab at saying it, what does it sound like? Ooh.
Saipuakavikawapuas.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. And what does
Yeah.
that mean?
It's not really saying.
They're like, here's a
So
word.
we just made it up so we could break the
Exactly.
record. It means the longest palindrome.
What's the longest English palindrome? Right?
Yeah.
That's what we speak.
So, it means soapstone vendor.
A soapstone vendor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you think a soapstone is just like a bar of soap? What do you think that is?
Yeah, I don't know. A soapstone might be something you actually scrub the clothes with after the soap's been applied.
Yep. Going down a Finnish
Riveting
wormhole.
shit on this podcast.
We are aura points through the roof.
Really in the upside down. Talking about loss of aura points. Holy crap. I got to get into it. Last night, probably the worst roast battle I've ever done. Really, really bad. Hilariously bad to the point that Noah was there. The judges, I like owe the bank aura. Like I'm like in debt.
You're in aura debt.
I am in debt right now, which feels nice because honestly, while it wasn't fun to go through, I went into it. I took this battle like last minute. I didn't think I was going to win. My opponent was a veteran roaster, and we don't know somebody. He's just tough.
I don't know how anybody does that.
My biggest thing was out of the 4 jokes I did, the first 2 at least landed, and then I flubbed the 3rd one, and then I couldn't have fucked up the 4th one worse. It was just such a bad way to end it. Because he didn't necessarily, like, in the green room, even the judges were like, you really phoned that in, like, to him. They're like, that was really not that great either. And I don't think he felt that great about it. It was just a boring ass battle. It was not good. I just looked way worse. And their job as judges, even if you crushed it, they're supposed to fucking tease you.
It's supposed to be, and that's what everybody who's there is to be entertained by people being nasty to each other.
Right. So I was like, I get it. I'm not even tripping on this. It was just, it reminded me of when I was in acting school. And I had this, the guy who ran the whole program. Gosh, I had to do, did I ever talk about this on the podcast? I may have talked about it somewhere else because it, just like that, where it was in front of everybody in the crowd, it was like really, really sucked. I was doing this monologue from the Glass Menagerie, and I didn't get what he wanted me to do. I started like the first line of the monologue, and he's like, stop. He's like, what are you doing? Like, this is horrible. And in my head, I'm like, I've said like 4 words. Like, you can't even like tell me this was bad yet.
Right.
And so I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, okay. And he's like, do it again, but like really like give me something. And I'm like, okay. So I tried again. Stop. Like, I don't even know why you're here in this program. Like, I don't, and it just was just rah, rah, rah. And I just like listened to him do this. I could see all of the rest of the students just like looking, being like, I would hate to be you right now. He finally like stops after probably like 2 minutes of ranting about how, because I was there on a scholarship. And so he was just like, you wouldn't have been, like, he's like, you wouldn't have been here if you hadn't gotten your scholarship. Like, just, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to me. That's what I hit him with. I was like, I don't know what you want me to do right now. And he was just like, I want you to get off the stage. And I was like, okay. So I got off, and that particular class was in a different building than all of our other classes were. So we're like walking back to to our other class, and everyone's like, "Are you okay? Like that was bad. Like that was hard to watch." And I was like, honestly, it obviously didn't feel fun to be up there, but I didn't know what he wanted me to do.
Right.
So it was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Sure enough, come to find out what he wanted, because I started looking, like paying attention to the people that he was like praising or whatever. He wanted a lot of like overacting.
Right.
He didn't really want it realistic. He wanted it very like big and like, this is what I feel. And I was like, fuck it. I just did that for my next scene. I thought it was so campy, so shitty. He's like, finally some acting out of you. And I was like, all right, we're done here.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking done with this shit. But with that, it was just the same. It was like, that wasn't good. And I'm like, I know. And they're like, no,
No,
that
you don't know.
That was the worst thing. like, which again, I think like, you are not mean. It's just like, you are, no, it's like, how do you, like, you are just not mean. You're the most not mean person I've ever met in my life. And I'm like, okay.
I'm worried about who they hang out with.
Oh my gosh. Well, the green room was a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Being in the green room of Cobbs was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because Noah battled as well.
Yeah, the green room was... you weren't safe in the green room. I felt like I had to hide. I was in the corner alone. I was talking to Jake for a little bit. I battled Jake Sullivan. He beat me. So that was fun.
But he beat you in a very sweet big brother way.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart of a man.
He was so nice to you.
He cradled me into the loss.
Yeah. He really did. It was like it's like in those war movies when you hold your friend and you're just like, I gotta do this. And you guys locked eyes, and then like right before you're about to die, he just kissed you on the forehead. Just a little like
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, no. He got all 5 judges. Yeah, fucking sucked.
That's a lot of judges.
It was an obscene amount of people.
Yeah.
It actually felt like there was too many people in the green room for it to be comfortable, because there was more people than there was chairs.
Yeah.
And
but it was really cool.
It was really neat to be in there. There's a bunch of cool
course.
little like pictures of all the different like famous comedians like Robin Williams, Mitch Hedberg, with little quotes that they've said. It's all like cartoonish, like some almost like Big Al did it. Like I said, Corday came through, so that was funny.
Yeah.
To see him come up in there with his big beautiful foreheads beanie on.
Yeah.
Felt great. He got to see that performance from me. That felt good. He came back up. He's all, oof. I said, bro, you ain't gotta tell me. You ain't gotta.
I heard
tell
about
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aww.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there when it happened. But yeah, no, I went to bed. It's fun. I was driving home and I was just like, I really want to get in and out right now. Like that's the only thing I could think about. I'm like, I kind of just want to get food. Like kind of want to maybe play my Game Boy before I go to sleep. I don't know. All things considered, I feel like it rolled off pretty quick. And because unlike the other ones I had lost, I feel like it was totally on me. That's way easier for me to handle. Like I fucked it up. I don't win. Great. So yeah, I was just like, okay, I got to do better next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of aura points lost there. You did lose, but you didn't lose that many aura points, I don't think.
Yeah, I went down like I would say like a good like 10 points. Just like, yeah, if people were going off like 1,000 scales, I looked it up. There is no limit. So.
Yeah.
There's no
people
limit.
Are losing
There's no limit
points,
to how
10.
bad it can get.
Exactly. Just a tough day for the Roast Brothers overall.
That's all right.
Tough night, yeah.
Same night you did a show. We did
a show. And Noah did great.
I know you were double booked.
Yeah, I messed up and double booked myself. Yeah.
But how cool does that feel? Like, oh, I'm going to Fremont to this gig that I booked, and then I got to get over to Cobb's.
That was a pretty cool experience. It shook me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the whole like I'm doing a show here, then I'm gonna go to Cobb's. Like yeah, that's normal. So the experience was like a little overwhelming, but overall it was cool.
Yeah.
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 Have you had any back-to-back bookings yet?
Back-to-back bookings. I don't think so. Like we'll do the podcast and then I normally like dip to go do a show for like a Saturday show, but I don't think so. No.
When I first started, it was like last September, I had 3 or 4 shows in a row from like Tuesday through Friday. And at first I was like, oh, this is so cool because you're trying so hard to like get booked at first.
Right.
And then it all came, like, they all kind of came one after the other at different times. So it was, I said yes to one thing, and then I said yes to something that was like 2 days later. And then the next day someone put the middle spot, and then I think I had like 4 bells is like one of the things in there. And at first I'm like, oh, that's so sick. Like, I'm like doing this. But I tell you, by like the 3rd day, I was like, oh my God, like I hate my own material.
Yeah.
Like, that's
absolutely.
the weird thing, because you're like, you don't want to take risks, especially that early.
Right.
And all I had was like 7 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like doing. So I'm like, we're hammering out this 7. Let's go. But yeah, I remember that being such a weird experience, because I remember like driving to like the very last show, or second to last show, I think. And I'm like, I'm only halfway through this. I'm kind of sick of doing this, but also this is exactly what you wanted. So like, shut the fuck up. So it was funny. I was very glad when it was over. And overall they all went pretty well, which was good, because like the shows I'd had before that did not go very well.
Yeah.
Tough. I did Eli's in Oakland. I think Alfred and Ian now run it, but it used to be run by Andrew, and he booked me for that. And 10-minute set, maybe the last 2 were good. First 8 were just my first joke. They were like, no. I was like, all right, here we go. Dude, rough. That's what I love about comedy, though.
Right.
You can have these great moments, and then as soon as you have a good one, you just get.
Yeah, as soon as you feel good about yourself, it's like, how about you bomb? And then it's like, yep.
I don't feel like you've bombed a lot, though.
I know, so I don't take it very well.
Yeah.
So I have
That's what actually, like, it sounds like last night wasn't the best.
And that's what, and like, I get laughs, you know. It's like I'll sit in the pocket of something. I'll sit in the awkwardness for a little bit, but it's just like, all right. Then it's like, oh, okay, this isn't going well. I'm like, do I have any? I'm like going through the Rolodex. I'm like, do I have anything? Because I couldn't like get a handle on what anybody really liked.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit about like buying a vibrator on like Cyber Monday.
I've heard this.
Yeah. And that hit, and I was like, fuck, I should have been doing pervert stuff the whole time. God damn. But
that's exactly how my Eli show was. Like, I only won them over with a bit about taking mushrooms, and then one about like, I used to have this older joke I don't do anymore, but like I had my first threesome the other day. It was like me, my girlfriend, and her dog. And like that's like that,
Right.
They're like, yeah. And like I could extend that out and like tell the whole story about how it happened. And I'm like, oh, this is what you guys.
It's like,
want?
my dog watches me too.
Yeah.
Very relatable
Well,
content.
the joke was, and this was a true story, was like we were having sex, like we were in doggy, and then I feel something start licking my asshole, and I was like, oh my God, like, and it was the dog. And I was like, shoo. I was like, stop,
No.
Don't do that. Don't. Yeah.
One pause and then, okay, no, for sure, no.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah. The punchline is like, I told that poach I was going to give it 20 minutes to cut that out.
Right.
Like, and,
yeah.
But
then I'm going to get upset.
then I'm going to get mad.
Yeah.
You do indulge in there. I don't like that.
Losing everybody's aura points. Yeah. Now that I know what it is, I'm going to forever use it.
You're in it.
I'm in it.
Hey, let her cook, you know?
Thank you. That's all right.
Oh, and coming up, competition.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are in the Rick James competition.
Day after Christmas?
Day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas.
Yeah, how you feeling about it?
After yesterday, not too good, but it's 6 minutes, so I feel like it'll be not that bad.
Yeah. So you know what's funny? When I have bad nights like that, I actually just want to get right back out there again. There's
Shake it
nothing
off.
I want more than just be like, we're gonna just put that behind me. Because when you sit on the law, that sucks. I'm like, I don't even got time for this. Like, that's why I went to the gym today. I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get some oral points back. Like, you know, almost threw up my damn shoulder trying to like.
Yeah.
I'm putting up 250 today. I'm letting people know I still fucking have value in this world.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, and it's funny. So this is gonna, I don't know if this is gonna make sense why I'm telling this story now, but
okay.
when Ronnie and I were like together, like we'd only been together for 2 years, so it's like 5 years ago. I went to go pick her up from Las Positas, and I'm hanging out in the library. Like, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm just there waiting for her to get out of class. And they have a like active shooter like alarm go off, and it's like not a drill. Like, there's supposed to be an active shooter on campus, so everyone starts getting like shoved into all these like, you know, spots to be safe or whatever. Now she's in like one of the most secure buildings because she's in like the black box theater. So it has 2 sets of doors that are both locked. Like someone's coming through to try to shoot somebody, like it ain't gonna.
They're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just the way it all shook out, I ended up in an office that had one big window. And I was like, oh, this is a shooting gallery for like whoever. And I was like, dude, if I die right now, like this is how I die, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Like, obviously I was scared, but I was so angry I couldn't be scared. Like I remember it was really hard texting my family being like, hey, I'm actually at Las Positas and I'm not in a good spot. So I do not know what's gonna happen. And like, that was just tough to like basically be like, hey, I might die today. Like, love you guys. And then obviously my mom's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. My mom's like trying to listen to the police thing. And it's about a half hour before they realized that it wasn't an actual active shooter. It was just someone had, I guess, a prop like Nerf gun that looked real in the back of the car. But it like the police had come. They'd already put everybody in certain things. But for about 30 minutes, I'm sitting there going like everything I've done in my life like could end right now. Like someone could just turn the corner and just boom. And I'm with a bunch of people I don't know. I don't really feel like it's time to get to know them. I'm just like, I just remember being so angry. And I think it's the closest I've ever felt like I was actually going to die. And I would have thought I would have been terrified, but I was just too angry. The reason why I tell that story is because even like when these things happen, these really bad social embarrassing moments, my reaction is always something of like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like I don't have time to be sad. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me right now. And as soon as I'm not like in that danger, I'm like, oh, we're getting right back out there. There's no, I don't know. So it always fucks me up when people go through that and they let it like really hit them and like they sit in it. Cause in my head, it's like, why would you want to feel bad longer than you need to? I get it in the moment if that's going to happen, but no, really interesting thing. Interesting. Cause I've had conversations with other people who had those, we do our best. We do our best. Who have had those similar types of situations. And it's weirdly more common than you would think. Yeah. And I think the way movies make it out to be, like when someone feels like they're going to like die, it's very like small violin. I'm like, no, it's like metal music rage. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was
Pierce
20.
the veil.
Oh, yeah.
It's on your t-shirt.
It is on my t-shirt. Good catch.
Thanks.
But yeah. And I guess the point of bringing up those stories is like, you never know how you're going to feel about something when it actually happens. Because if you'd have asked me beforehand, like, hey, you're in this situation, how do you think you're going to feel? Versus what I have felt in those moments, it's like, oh, I don't know. Don't be as afraid of things.
You're like, I am going to live. Like,
or if I'm going to die, I don't think I'm going to do it like a little bitch.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel. It's like, I feel like I would just be mad. I'm going to call very angry. Yeah. Very Lieutenant Dan in the storm. Like, you call that a storm?
So if you see the shooter, what are you doing?
Oh.
Honestly, dude, probably throwing one of those people I barely know in front of me. Yeah. But I do think if there's only because there's a barrier, right? Like you can't get to them. If I feel like I'm going to die, I'm going for him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if you I don't know.
Going down a hero.
Nah, it just, to me, it's yes, but more like just not going, I don't know, I can't.
You're not just going to go out.
No, and this is only if I think I'm definitely going to die. Like, if I can just they don't see me, I can get around. Yeah, I'm not fucking, that's why I'm like not a hero. I'm not going to like do it to end it. It's more like, there's no other option. I got to go forward. There's no sitting there, please don't fucking, dude. You better shoot me.
Yeah. We're getting to that point.
If we're getting to that point, dude.
Let's do it.
Let's, goddamn. Oh, yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like I've always wanted to see the shooter because I feel like no one ever thinks like, fuck with him. Fuck with the shooter. Like, I don't know.
So what do you do?
I do think there is a bit of,
you can, because the shooter's never going to think, oh, someone's coming after me.
I do think about that too, like kind of a reverse psychology type thing.
The guy's never gonna expect it.
No, because usually this is the first time they've done it.
Exactly.
First and last, normally.
Yeah.
I would think.
You would hope.
I've never once contemplated this, just like on my own free time, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know. But you guys have like whole
I think about
options.
it all the time.
Yeah. So how do you fuck with a shooter? You just...
you like create noises.
Sure. You just start
like in between his shots, like he goes ba 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 ba, and then you like fucking
then you go
whistle.
meow.
Yeah, meow.
Yeah.
And then he goes, what? He's like, what the fuck's happening?
I'm
and then,
definitely doing this option.
And then like you like start running across the hallways and shit, and he's like, what's going on? It's like a horror movie. Yeah.
I've thought about that. Like if someone tries to
Yeah.
mug you, if you act like you're excited that there's about to be violence, that must throw them off. They're like, give me your wallet. You're like, why? Let's go for it.
You're
Like, just like go
I've been
crazy.
waiting.
you're like, oh baby. You're like, whoa, never mind. That could also go horribly bad. But again, I think out of all the options, right?
You gotta try. You gotta try
You gotta
to
do something
something
different.
Yeah, you're not just gonna give your wallet. You're not
No.
just gonna roll over.
I don't think you should. I mean,
No.
if it's and I would say only if you really feel like there's no other way to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big let's do violence for violence sake, but if it's gonna happen, I think you do have to roll the dice on trying to intimidate the person and acting like you've wanted this to happen forever.
Yeah.
Got him with crazy eyes, and you're like, I've been waiting for someone like you all day. You're like, oh shit! Because the last thing I think someone wants to fucking deal with is somebody like that.
Right. I would imagine they're nervous
Yeah.
in and of that self. So it's just like just double down on that. Smart thinking, Noah.
Yeah. How are you handling that?
Which one? We did so many terrible scenarios.
Let's start with mugger because I feel like that's an easy one.
Someone's gonna mug me with like a gun. I would be like, "That's crazy. I guess you have to kill someone today." I will go full. I'm like,
I love that you hit him with "that's crazy."
"That's crazy."
That's crazy.
You know what? That's crazy.
They do that. You hit him with finger guns.
Exactly. I see
That's
your
crazy.
gun. I raise you. Yeah, no, I'm doing something like that.
Okay.
I think that's that's the move. After this conversation, that's definitely the move.
Nice. And then school shooter, same thing.
School shooter.
That's crazy. I don't even like being here.
That's crazy. I wanted to leave anyway. No, we have one big like school shooter like active whatever. I don't know what words you just used, but we had one big one in high school. And I remember because we were like in gym and like we were on the field. So we had to go like from the field to the locker room and then everybody just like pieced out in there. And like everybody, we have cell phones now in high school. They're like maybe some fancy kids had like a Galaxy,
Yeah.
but like mostly had just like the NV or whatever little. Have you ever had a phone with buttons, Noah?
Yeah, like
Not just a home button.
The slidey phone, where like it slides out and then you can text.
You had that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, my bad. I did not anticipate, but we had those slidey phones, and so everybody's like, their parents are texting them because it's on the news, and my phone is just crickets. And then so I text my mom, and I'm like, just so you know,
Oh.
right now I'm okay. And then, she picks me up, and she's just annoyed because it's like, because there's cameras and like, so it's like creating a bigger hassle to leave. And I'm just like, so you're not tripping on if I get shot. And she's just like, the odds they're gonna get you is crazy. And so I was just like, so now that's just like I'm like, well, statistically she's not wrong. I had a big graduating class of like 800 kids.
That was the other thing I think about. Like, if an active shooter was happening, I don't think it's a good idea to hunker down somewhere.
I don't know.
Personally, because I've been around guns enough to know that it's very hard to shoot a moving target if you train every day. So, like, I don't know. If we're talking one person, again, so statistically.
Right.
Now, granted, I probably speaking way out of turn here, unless someone's going to be like, I was in a situation and this was...
But please do that if you have that opinion in the comments, yes.
Because we need the engagement.
Toothless Dan, are we correct? Are we way off?
Yeah, I think
Please let
actually
us know.
Toothless Dan's great because, he's a veteran. Yeah. So I would say it's very hard to hit a moving target, especially if they're like zigzagging and shit. Like, and
Turpentine.
yeah. So I think you got a couple things going for you. One, like you said, you're one of a zillion people. If you are willing to, be on the move, I think that's better than being stuck because now you're just hoping they don't come to your thing. I don't know. I think if that happens and you're outside, I'm immediately just leaving campus. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way I'm not just going for good luck, everybody.
Well, yeah. And I haven't thought about this either, but it's like if a school shooter is coming to the school and then everybody acts like no one's in this classroom, he's got to know, well, someone's got to be in one of these classrooms.
Right.
There's
Also,
also he goes to school here maybe.
He probably goes to school.
He probably knows when the bell schedule is.
Yeah.
And there's no way he's athletic, right?
I really don't.
There's no way a school shooter is going to start running after you. That kid never has been to PE.
It's never been a jock. Is that statistically correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Ugh.
I think if you look at all of them, they've all been more of a nerdier kind of person.
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Season 2,
That's
I believe.
True. Yeah.
Did you watch all of it or just the scenes you were in?
No, I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah.
That wasn't happening.
Season 2. Broke my heart, that kid. Whoever that kid is.
The kid with the camera?
Is he?
Wasn't he the one who was the shooter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart, his whole storyline.
Mm.
I think the first season stuff is like based on true stories, like cases. I know, terrible.
I'm always it's hard for me to enjoy stuff when I know it's gone past its original like storyline.
Like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, one of my favorite shows ever, which was like, it's such a kind of embarrassing thing to admit, losing a lot of aura here, was Supernatural. And that show,
I think my mom likes that.
It's meant for hot girls. Well, it's meant for girls because the guys in it are attractive. But it's actually a pretty good show. Mm-hmm. My ex-girlfriend had got me into it, and it was definitely made to be 5 seasons. And then it was so popular that at the very last minute, where they had like kind of tied everything up in a nice little bow, they left it open to keep going, and they ended up doing like 17 seasons. Now, I watched seasons 6 through 17, but it just became this extended epilogue of like, oh, now there's this new thing they never knew about, and one of them's going to die, and one of them's going to save the other one.
Here's the evil twin.
It's a lot of ridiculousness.
A lot of evil twin.
But I will say they did do a really good job of continually bringing back characters that you'd forgotten about.
And then you're like, oh, I love this guy.
Kind of, yeah. You're like, oh my God, dude, this dude's from season 3.
Yes.
And I'm like, God, I'm way too into this. I'm way too much of a fan. Yep. Any shows like that you have? Because Game of Thrones, actually, they cut it short. That was the problem.
Well, they went past what Martin, Yeah,
J.R.R. Martin wrote.
Yeah.
But I think, okay, if you take the events of Game of Thrones, not the speed at which they hit those events, it would have been a satisfying conclusion. The problem was they condensed what should have been 2 or 3 seasons into one because the writers had a new gig they wanted to go do.
Yeah.
But
that
the idea,
stinks.
I love the idea of Daenerys going crazy.
Yeah.
Although I will say, after I read the books, I really felt like the point of it was they all were supposed to get killed by the White Walkers.
Did you read all the books?
I read most of
I've been reading the first 100 pages of the Targaryen book for 2 years. Yeah. Interesting. And now I'm just like, I'll put this down and forget where I put it.
Yeah.
And almost never have time to be reading a book. It's going to take away from all my scrolling time.
Yeah.
But you read them?
I read like the first one, and then I'm about like halfway through like the second one. But even from that much was enough to tell me, like, in my head, they were all just supposed to get killed by White Walkers. Like, the point of it is that there's something coming, and you dumbasses are too wrapped up in something that doesn't matter. Who's sitting on the chair, and you're all gonna get fucked. And like, that was the whole point, I think, of Jon Snow's arc, was he's supposed to be like the one person to be like, guys, we're wasting our time, and they're like, shut up.
Yeah.
And then, because again, like to shoehorn in the little Arya to like kill the Night King or whatever.
I don't even hate that. I'm gonna have the opposite take on that.
Why?
Because like her whole storyline is that how she like pulls herself up by her bootstraps, becomes like the biggest badass in the Game of Thrones series. And then she's like, yeah, obviously she's going to take it. Spoiler alert. Obviously she's going to take out the Night King. I think good. I'm not mad at it. You don't like it. You think it should be an epic one-on-one with Jon Snow. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think
either.
Jon should lose too. I think it's supposed to be a one-on-one and Jon loses, because to me the bigger narrative is that he can't do it by himself. That's what I think the whole point of Game of Thrones is supposed to be. There's some things that are more important than your guys' political striving. Because you look at how Ned dies at the beginning, and all he was trying to do was bring everybody together. Like, that's the overarching point to Game of Thrones, which is that the more you guys stay divided, the more like the world will destroy you. Because the one thing that the White Walkers have is absolute unity. There's no dissentingness in that ranking system. So from like a meta perspective, it's like, there's always like a theme, right, to any type of big story like that. And to me, that's a theme, is like, divide and fall essentially. And you put all these different factions that some are good in certain ways and bad in others, but the problem is they can never seem to work together. And then the overall like message to the reader could be like, all these people you love, do you see how much like you have to like hate watching them all die one by one now because they couldn't work together?
Yeah.
Same thing with like Last of Us, if you ever watched that original. So in Last of Us 2, a bunch in the video game, like it ends really, really shitty for everybody. Because the overarching point is revenge is pointless. Anytime those characters seek revenge, they end up screwing their lives over. And that's kind of like, and if you go back to the first one, you look at their setting all that stuff up, that it's like, Joel's a great guy for X, Y, and Z, but he has this one thing. He cannot be honest with Ellie, and it's going to ruin his relationship with her. Now, these are tragic story arcs, but one, it's like kind of how the Greeks used to tell their stories, because the whole point of telling stories was to like teach people things. And like, yeah, you have to have those losses be painful in order for people to learn them. So as much as I hated what happened in Last of Us 2, I'm like, thematically, this is totally in line with everything they set up in the first one. Yeah. So, but
is there Last of Us 3?
There's going to be. Yeah, there's going to be a Last of Us 3.
Optimism.
Same thing with The Witcher. They have a Witcher 4 coming out now.
You stoked?
I am.
Good.
I am.
I love that.
It's interesting because Geralt's story was over at the end of 3, and you knew that. So if there was going to be a 4, it was going to be about Ciri. The angle they took with Ciri was not what I expected, because in 3, you can have a couple different endings for her. The ending that I put the game with, I thought was going to be like the canon ending, and very clearly they went with this other one, which I was like, oh. Again, I'm like, thematically, I feel like this breaks what the whole point of it was, because to me, that without... Well, I guess you can watch the trailer now. So Ciri becomes a Witcher.
Spoiler.
But it's already like, that's in the trailer.
It's in the
for
trailer,
4, so people know.
Not a super spoiler, but
yeah.
did it.
And at the end of 3, you can do a couple different things with her. And it's all about how Geralt treats Ciri up to her big moment. Because that universe is actually really similar to Game of Thrones. Because instead of like the White Walkers, there's just called like the Great Frost or whatever. She's the Jon Snow of the Great Frost thing. She's the only one who can like stop it. And Geralt is supposed to be training her to be able to do that. Now, if you are not like a good dad figure to her throughout that, she can lose and die in the process of that. That's like ending 1.
Yeah.
She stops it, but she doesn't survive it.
Uh-oh.
And that obviously sucks. 2, if you do it the right way, she'll survive, but then she has a choice to either become the prince or the queen, because she's actually, the princess of Nilfgaard or whatever. Her dad is the actual king of the whole kingdom. Geralt is her like surrogate father because of the whole first wish thing. But I thought the whole thing was he's supposed to like give her away, because that's always been Geralt's thing, is like he does the right thing that hurts him. Yeah. So he trains her to be the good emperor she's supposed to be, and then she runs the thing. The other one is he basically keeps her from doing that, and then she becomes a Witcher. And I was like, that's not good. That's not Geralt like growing as a person. That's him being selfish and be like, no, I want you to be with me forever. Right. Fuck the kingdom. But in Witcher 4, she's a Witcher now. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's what they went with.
That's where we're going to go.
And I was like, I get that you got to make another game. Yeah. But that, if there's nothing this podcast is showing, that bothers me. Yeah. When you set up a very clear theme to something. I mean, Mandalorian's getting really weird now too. Yeah. I don't think I don't think they should have put the kid back with Mando. It should have ended with him going with Luke. Because again, that's that arc for him. Yeah. He had to learn how to be part of the tribe, and he had to learn to give his kid away. Yeah. But, people want things to last forever now. Yeah. Like fans. So like you end up subverting what could be a really good narrative for like, we're going to keep this money train rolling, baby. Yeah. Like, when in actuality, just rewatch stuff. Yeah, let it end. Yeah. Like, things are good. That was a great, it was what, 2-3 seasons, I think? Is it end of 3rd season by the time Luke shows up? I don't watch that. Was it 2 or 3? It's 3? 2 season. Yeah, so it was a great 2-season arc show. You meet this guy, he gets the magic kid, he bonds with the magic kid, and then he gets left. But is the Mandalorian Pedro Pascal? I say Max is going to look like Pedro Pascal as he gets older. I can see that. And get like all salt and peppery. Yeah. That's not fair. I'm going to age like milk. It's terrible. Are you so sure about that? His stock is going to go up. It was 3 or it was 2? It was 2. Yeah, I think it was 2. Good job, honey. 3rd that's when they start like, Grogu's like not getting along with Luke, and then it's like, no, you're gonna come back and be a Mandalorian. It's just like, I hate it when it's like we're going this direction. Never mind. The fans, they need more Grogu dolls.
Yeah,
this can't work out anymore.
Did that actually play a part in it? You think that it's like fan
100%.
Really, that stinks. Like, have your idea and then like
it's the one good Star Wars franchise that was doing well.
Yeah,
because they tried to set up. Okay, the Obi-Wan series was pretty cool. If you watch that,
no,
it Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, a young Darth Vader, not Anakin, like Darth Vader in the suit, get to have like a final send-off. And are you familiar with Star Wars? Did you watch any Star Wars? So you know how like at the end of episode 6, when Darth Vader finally takes his hat off, he's got that gnarly scar over his eye?
The original 3.
Yes.
The third.
Yeah. So they retro canonized that, which was, there was a fight actually between Obi-Wan and a young Darth Vader. And Obi-Wan smashes the thing open and cuts him across his face, which is supposed to be like it's supposed to feed Darth Vader's anger even more, because he thought like, I'm more powerful than I was when you last beat me.
Right.
Like, and it's just, they do a great job, because like Obi-Wan's whole thing is he's a very defensive fighter. Now we're getting real nerdy Star Wars stuff. Like he has no offense, which is also why, and that's by design, because he's a
peaceful dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he's like the defensive, he's the best defensive lightsaber dude in the galaxy or whatever.
Obviously.
And he's the only Jedi to actually destroy Sith with that, because he beats Maul.
Period.
He beats Maul twice, actually. And then it's hard to say if Dooku's actually a Sith or not, because Anakin technically kills him. Point being, they battle each other. He breaks his mask open. And that's when Obi-Wan almost comes a breakdown. Because, like, I think at this point, he's smacked the air thing. So, like, Anakin can't even really fight anymore. Like, he's having trouble breathing. He's kind of, like, just sitting there again. So he's not a threat to Obi-Wan. And he's just like, I'm really sorry that, like, I failed you as a brother and as a friend. And then just this great, it made the whole series worth it. He goes, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. And right when he says that, the voice changes back to the Darth Vader thing. And like, he's like, his scar, just this angry, just like, it's so sick. It's like, yeah, now we're here. Now it like sets up his anger when he sees him in the original one. Yeah. And I was like, that's what you should do with these series.
Right.
You're going to strengthen the narrative that already exists. Don't start creating all this other random stuff. Because then they did Ahsoka, which was supposed to be
the Green Lady.
She's not green, she's orange.
Okay.
But I think
orange,
she got the 2 lightsabers, the 2 white ones.
Sure. She has like tails.
Yes. She's just not green. Yes.
Not green.
Now she was actually Anakin's like Padawan during the Clone Wars.
Yes.
They don't. Yeah. So they tried to again set that up, and they have to keep bringing Hayden Christensen back, which I love it for him. I love that he gets to be him forever. But now it's like they're doing too much. Like, part of what makes Darth Vader cool is we don't know a lot about him. Right. Like, now we're learning everything about him. He's like, it's starting to kill it. But I don't think that really did anything more for his character. And it didn't make her character any cooler. It was just, hey, this character you guys like from the Clone Wars, like, we're going to bring her back. So it's like, same thing with Boba Fett. Thought that was like unnecessary. Yeah. Didn't make him look cool. No. I'm doing so much talking about movies on this one.
No, it's good. I like to hear what you're interested in.
I'm sorry.
It gives me good gift ideas for you for the future. Like, ooh, Star Wars stuff? Check. Nailed it. Witcher stuff? Check. Got it.
I did like The Witcher a lot.
That's good.
That was a bummer when they had to cut that show.
Yeah.
I get why they did it, because, again, it's like, even Henry Cavill, who's a big fan of The Witcher, is like, we're going so far off. Yeah. It's just, we're using the same coat of paint to, like, bring up this fucking bullshit. So... And I remember being so frustrated back then. You can ask Ronnie. I was so mad.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like, what are they doing?
I love this for you.
I'm like, Geralt would never do this.
Exactly.
Like, this is not how he is.
I love the stuff that you're excited about. It's like, yeah, this is important. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I am really weirdly. I think stories are important.
Yeah.
I think like.
That's a overarching theme on this.
No, for sure. Because there was a period where I was like trying to write movies myself. So I got really into reading books about stories and like. What works? Yeah. There's like a specific story arc that always seems to work. And I think it works because it matches up with our own psychology, which is where I think the whole tool of storytelling came from. The best types of stories is where somebody is trying to reach like a higher status than they were. So we'll tie it all in. They're trying to get mad oral points, dog. They need big aura points.
To the moon.
Yeah, and there's someone trying to block their aura.
Oh.
Hate that guy.
Hate to see it.
And that guy is usually just like the guy we like, but he's got like 1 or 2 differences, which is like when a certain important thing happened, they made the bad choice, not the good choice. Oh. And that's why Harry Potter is like related to Voldemort. Like that's why he's a Horcrux. That's like a specific detail because it's supposed to tell the reader that it's like you can be either one of these.
Yeah.
If you make the wrong choices throughout your like attempts to ascend, you can become a bad person. For like Star Wars, it's like Anakin chose to let his anger and his like hubris beat him. And that's supposed to teach little kids without telling them. It's like, hey,
be a Jedi.
Yeah, just do the right thing.
Right.
But then also it gets more complicated towards the end because Obi-Wan's life doesn't end great. He spends a lot of it by himself, like not being appreciated for doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it teaches that the nice guy never gets the girl and shit like that.
He sure doesn't.
Yeah, he ends up alone.
That's not good.
But yeah, I think that these things, when they're done right and they're not done for like making money or keeping things going, they were supposed to educate people on like timeless truths about the world. And now, because we're in this big, like, I gotta sell Grogu dolls, I gotta like, they'll take something, they'll do enough of the right thing to get you in and enjoy it. And then they're like, now we're going to do Money Train.
Right.
And then they're like, whoa, what? And you see it in the fan base. They start going like, what the fuck is happening? Like I liked this character last season and now I don't. And it goes, yeah, because their arc was over.
Yeah.
The story was done. They're just going to keep cranking it out. So it's tough. I don't watch a lot of stuff anymore.
No.
That's why I said like the first season of True Detective, I loved. And I love that they did something completely different the second time.
I do. I like that.
Because that is how you can, if you do it right, that means each individual one is this great self-contained thing. And then if you do that even better, it's like building a pyramid.
Yeah.
You're like season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I get it. Now it's all one big like superstructure. But gotta make that money.
Yeah.
You say something.
Yeah. What's going on with me? Last time, after like the day after the last episode that we recorded, I got this crazy splinter in under my nail.
How?
Well, I was trying to make room in my winter and summer. So like I have 2 closets. So it's like there's one where it's like, here's the clothes I'm wearing right now. It's like in my bedroom. And right now it's winter clothes. And so I got to move stuff around to like seasonals. So anyway, so I was putting it up in my summer closet and it has like an old, like the closet rod, like an old wooden, whatever. And so I was like,
it's called a dowel.
Gonna say it was a dowel, but I want to sound like a dumb
right?
bitch. Anywho, dowel. I was gonna, and then so I moved a bunch, and I wasn't like looking. I wasn't even, and then it just, and then I like tore up the side of my finger, and then I got this fat splinter under, like deep under my nail, because I tried to pull it out immediately. I was like, that's not gonna work. So I had to very calmly, like walk downstairs and like find my tweezers and like go to Max and be like, hey, can you help me with this? And he's immediately annoyed. And then I say, hey, there's a deep splinter deep in my finger. Can you pull it out, please? And then he sits up and he helps me. And then he's like, and I'm like, okay, well, that hurts. And he's like, well, it's going to hurt. And then and then he gets it. And then I just swear a bunch. And then I go to the bathroom because it was bleeding a lot. Anyway, he comes back and he's like, maybe you could be in the UFC. And I was like,
nice.
I was like, cool. That's good to know. So yeah, so that was it.
They say ladies have way higher pain tolerance than dudes.
I bet.
I could believe it.
Oh, for sure.
I could believe it. But I also wonder, like, who just manages it better, though. Because I think there's the initial what it feels like to the person experiencing it. And then there's that second part of, like, can you operate if you're not feeling good?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's different types of pain. Like, clearly, y'all, with your periods and stuff, I think you guys can operate with, like, tummy aches. Way
pretty
better
good.
than
Yeah.
I feel like men are usually pretty bitchy when it comes to like fuck.
Yeah. Can't go
It's
anywhere.
like right in the middle of my body. Fuck.
The top is not safe. The bottom is not safe.
No, everything's attacked right now.
But where do you think men are stronger at?
Extremity stuff.
Yeah, it felt like there was going to be you guys are good at tummy aches, but we're good at what is it?
Like again, like damage to your hands, your legs, like maybe even your head. I feel like guys can take a couple bonks to the head because we're already dumb as rocks anyway.
Sure.
It's not like we're losing anything. It's it's just I don't know.
But you think you cut off your hand, I cut off my hand, you think you're dealing with it better?
Probably.
No.
No?
No. But that's just you and me specific.
Define dealing with it better. Like,
I'm going to be so calm about it. It's going to be crazy. You are going to be like, I don't like who this person is, because and we also had this conversation.
No, I would love that. I like it when people can just handle it.
This is how I said it to Max earlier this week. I was like, I'm so good in emergency situations. I was like, I treat normal situations like they're emergencies. But also when it's an actual emergency, I know to calm the fuck down and like handle my stuff.
I see.
So that's it. So I make everything as like big, the little stuff. But then when it comes to like actual stuff, I'm like, this is nothing. Here we go. So yeah.
What's up with that? Because that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm just big on like freaking out doesn't help anything. But then I freak out about like the little everyday stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I put all that energy. But when it's big stuff, like my brain is like, this is an actual problem. Now it's time to keep it together.
So you recreationally get anxiety about small things?
Oh, yes. All the things.
That's fun.
Okay, I left. Oh, was that rude? Oh, should I have hung out longer? Oh, did I say this thing wrong? Constantly.
Now, I wonder too, though, I feel like a lot of women are way more attuned to that stuff than men are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff we just completely miss. Unless it's like someone comes up to us and goes like, that was rude. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, my bad.
I think there's like a lot of like conditioning for women, you
Sure.
know? Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, we're supposed to make everybody feel comfortable, and which I like being able to make other people feel comfortable, or be a good host or whatever. Which isn't exclusive to ladies. I just think that 9 times out of 10, right? Like ladies are going to be
I'm sure the
good.
conditioning's a huge, huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's that stuff.
We talked about how, because I'm the oldest, I think I have a little bit of that because it's that same type of pressure.
Yeah.
So
you're low key responsible for your younger sibling.
Sure.
Even though they're saying now that's problematic.
Why?
I don't.
What?
It's like, hey, you're the older brother. It's fine. Just help him out. But no, people are like, nope, kids should be kids. They shouldn't be. There's a word for it, like parentified.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's like anything else. Like there's a point where if the parent is not, like if they're completely abdicating that responsibility and pushing it onto the kid, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Wouldn't you want, and this always pisses me off. Why wouldn't you want people to be capable of stuff?
Right.
I don't get this idea of like, let's make sure that kids never experience anything about real life. So then when they turn 18, they get godsmacked by reality.
For sure.
And they just fucking crumble.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
But I don't even know if they get like, is it gob or god smacked?
I've heard it both.
Yeah. Which one did you just use?
I use God.
God. I don't even think kids are getting god smacked though. Like,
I do.
I really don't.
I know way too many people Noah's age that are like complaining about stuff that's not.
Yeah, he was like, he's talking about me.
What happened?
Fucking life sucks,
well,
dude.
That's facts.
They don't tell you. They don't tell you that you're gonna hate every day.
Yeah.
You have to
Did you
wake
not hate
up
every day as a kid?
No.
I love that for you. Go on.
No, I've been drinking and smoking since I was 13. I was
is
literally
wild.
crossed every day. I was having a great time. And then you have to be an adult and people expect things out of you, but they never expected anything out of you and they never told you that people were going to expect things.
Yeah.
And then you just get tossed out into the world and you're fucked.
And it's like, here, you have a job.
Yeah,
Here's
and
the
then
schedule. You're supposed to come in at this time and stay until this time.
Yeah, and then you have to either succeed or you drown.
Yeah.
I think our generation, though, was the first that happened to also. Yeah, I think they're like the Gen Zs are the next level of that. Like,
yeah, you guys are like way sadder than millennials. That's statistics. And that's on statistics. Go on.
No, but I think like, remember that horrible meme of like, oh, I'm adulting today?
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. That pisses me off. It's like, grow the fuck up. Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
You got groceries?
Yeah.
You supposed to.
Yeah, like that's what you do. Like, I don't know. Like, no, that bothered me. But at the same time, I think it bothered me because I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in the podcast. Like, my parents, from the moment like we were capable of doing something, they made us do it.
Yeah.
So it was like, to me, the metaphor of like the gym is perfect. Like, as soon as I could lift a certain weight, my mom's like, you got to start lifting that weight.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to that age, it's like, oh, I've been lifting these little weights all the time. But if you're like, oh, no, that's for adults. Like, don't touch that yet. Don't touch that yet. And then you got to go take your like physical fitness test when you're 18 and you're like skinny as fuck because you've never lifted any weights. And they're like, why can't you lift 100 pounds. Like
Yeah.
you should, when I was your age, I could lift 200 pounds. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, because when you were 4, they handed you the 25 pounder and made you drag it across the fucking gym. Like, what do you expect? People, it's not their fault that they feel so incompetent, I think.
Yeah.
Because no one, like you said, told you guys that there's going to come a point where you don't get support anymore.
And then not only that, we have been watching for the last 10 years, people get famous and rich off of doing almost nothing sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that's me too. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, that's not me at all. Like, I can't do that.
That is a good point. That is what's funny, that it's like usually celebrities in a society, the whole point of even having a celebrity, right, was supposed to kind of like create a North Star for the populace to like move towards.
Sure.
So you look at like the old mythological Greek gods, like these were people that had like really powerful or really smart or really this. It's like, though, that's true north. Like try to become as determined as Achilles, like try to be as like wise as Apollo, like, and the idea was that you were never going to get there because they're gods and you're not, but you were pointed towards the right direction.
Sure. Now
Now you're venerating people like you said, like Cash Me Outside. How about that? Like we're venerating, like, don't let anybody ever put standards on you. Just have this bad attitude.
And
like
now you have millions of girls acting just like her, getting nowhere from it.
because they're seeing rewards. They're seeing that she got a reward for it.
Yeah.
And we're all going without meaning. That's what we're implicitly saying is like, this is what's good because this is what we're paying for. I always say like the whole world's become the WWE.
Yeah.
Every form of entertainment has been this shock jock, heel, like, I don't know.
Like
It's
idiocracy.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, sorry, I'm so curious about this. So when you were saying that like nobody was like, oh, then people are going to expect stuff. Do you feel like that was like your teachers growing up, or like do teachers
they
now?
they kind of are like, you're gonna go through high school and then they're like, yeah, and then you're gonna go right to college, but some people, like, that's not the path, and they don't really talk about your path if you don't go. They're all just kind of like, yeah, you're gonna go to college, but if you don't, like, I feel like they kind of want you to just figure it out on yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
and then are teachers still like kind of old, or no? You got more young teachers
you have
now?
some more younger ones, but they're not helpful.
Yeah.
They give you the
Well.
packets and you learn from paper.
Yeah.
Like, not from a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I liked the older ones more.
Right.
They actually want to teach.
But the older ones too, it's like I think the millennials are the first generation that it was like everybody before that had like the same kind of a similar path where it was like, if you work hard and you get an education, you are going to be like afforded all these opportunities. You can buy a house, you can, all these other things. And I think our generation is the first generation that wasn't inherently true. And that did work out for some people, but not the majority.
Yeah. I think college degrees became a commodity.
Yeah.
Not really an asset anymore. At the time that like our parents were getting them, right, there wasn't enough people getting college degrees that promise was valid.
Yeah.
If you go ahead and do this, you will be a cut above everyone else. But our generation is the one where everyone is overeducated, underemployed,
Right.
because it's just saturation of the market. Well, now, if let's just say in the year 2000, and I'm going to use really easy numbers, 1,000 people got a bachelor's degree. Okay, great. In a vacuum, you're like, that's whatever. The next year, it's 2,000. Then it's 4,000 the next year. Then it's 8,000 the year after that. Like the value of the degree goes down because more people have them. Then there are like jobs being created that need those things.
Yeah.
And the colleges were making a lot of money off of tuition. So they don't want to tell you that the value of the product I am selling you is going down every year. I also know that this money train is eventually going to fucking run out. So I'm going to keep raising the tuition every year.
Right.
Every semester that I was in college, it went up by $400. Like, and I could see that. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I guess this is just what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And you got to do it. You got to do it. At least I had to in my family because no one else had done it yet.
Right.
And it was like, well, fuck, I got in, so I got to go.
Right.
But I think the most valuable thing I got out of my college experience wasn't the degree. It was like learning how to be around different kinds of people. It was like learning how to manage my own time. Like having no one there. The college professors didn't care if you showed up or not.
Yeah.
You could just not show up and then figure out what happened on the test.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good, from like a regular primary school situation where like they tell you how to do everything and you just got to follow the rules. This was like, this is what you have to have done by the end of 3 months. Like get there however you want to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. And
Yeah.
I wish it was sold like that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, to be real, unless you're going to get a degree in STEM, which is
Mm-hmm.
like, what, science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
I
Yeah.
did the last one.
It's probably like the degree is not going to get you any particular job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but even then, like there's so many rogue good marketers
Right.
that just like kill it with social media. Have never had like a
Mm-hmm.
degree in it. But yeah, getting to meet a bunch of different people, which maybe the internet's doing too.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are like getting into all these different communities and finding their people. So college was kind of the first time for people to do that. But
Right.
yeah, I would never say college isn't useful, but I don't think it's being marketed correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That it's, I don't know. We're not making adults anymore.
No.
That's what's scary. Is I don't think we're trying to manufacture adults.
Mm-hmm.
It seems right now those that are in a ton of power, this will tie into the United Healthcare thing. Everyone's just, all the people that have the means are just trying to siphon whatever's left out of those who don't and can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's what they call it, like that stratification. There's no middle class anymore because I feel like the old system was at least everyone should be as competent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, some people are smarter than others. Some people are more industrious. Like they're just going to naturally do better than other people. And on the bottom half, we should be trying to help those people that like can barely fucking rub two like
Mm-hmm.
pennies together. But I think everyone's just like, we're going to cut our losses.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a dumbass, it's going to hurt to be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can just, if you're capable of like crushing it, by all means, you are obligated
Crush it.
to just, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you get like the Paul brothers and the Tate brothers and these guys that are like, you look at them, they're
all
like,
brothers.
they're all
Ah.
brothers. I know.
We should have been brothers.
We should have.
You have a brother. Oh my God. You guys.
We should have been brothers. What a great thing to say.
We should have been brothers.
Take it up with your mom.
Your mother. I just heard that the other, like that came up and I was like, I love that. I need to start bringing that back. And I always
Your
forget
mother?
where somebody says something, you should try that. You guys should try that in the next roast. They hit you, you be like, your mother. And that's it. Mic drop on
Dude,
that.
Avery, when he said, you're a smelly, stinky, no good whore.
That's very funny. Your mother.
It like wasn't even a like he hadn't even done his joke yet. He just looked at Mel. He goes, "You are a smelly, stinky, no good whore."
So you can say that before you even do your
guess
roast?
So.
I love that.
I think that's what we thought was so funny was everyone, including the crowd, was like, "You can do that."
Yeah. Just make what we're talking about. Make your own rules.
Yeah.
If you can crush it, crush it.
Yeah, because he did that, took a beat, and then he told his
He's
joke.
like, and now I roast. That's dope.
God, it was so funny.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was probably one of the biggest fucking pops of the night.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, "What?"
And
awesome.
it's Avery, and like you wouldn't expect that of him.
No.
Like he's the way he looks. Yeah.
Oh God, that was so funny.
Hmm.
Woof.
Ugh.
What else is on your notes? Did we hit everything on your notes?
We most certainly didn't, but we did do a lot of other good time. That's the thing too. I'm not the only one here. You know, everybody gets to talk about what they want to talk about.
Oh, I've been doing a lot of yapping. I think we
Talk
can
about that.
even this out.
Oh, I was curious if you had any backup birth names, like if your parents were like
Yeah.
debating. Oh,
Yeah,
what were they?
Michael.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I'll pick it back up.
pretty sure. Well, I was also because I was almost Steven also.
Yeah.
My brother's name is Steven.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom wanted to name one of her sons Steven. My dad wanted to name one of his sons Jared.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like really came down the wire if I was going to be Steven or Jared.
But you
And
said
then-
Michael too.
Yeah, Michael was just another one that was thrown in there because I think that almost became my middle name.
Mm-hmm.
But my middle name is my dad's name, Manuel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was, again, just like out of respect to him.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they wanted to go with something different. My mom also really liked the name Vincenzo. She really wanted to call like me Little Vinny or
Cute.
one of us Little Vinny
Uh-huh.
because she thought Vinny Camacho was really cute.
It is cute.
So,
You are correct, Mrs. Camacho.
but yeah, I think the close thing, I was almost Steven
Mm-hmm.
for sure. What about
With
you?
a PH or a V?
My grandfather was with a PH, and I think my mom
Fancy.
wanted it to be different because my brother's is with a V.
She's just like Vinny V. That's what we're doing.
Well, she's Victoria, so She very much likes the V.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Then it would have been like her junior, kind of, if it was just like with a V.
Well, that is my brother though. He's Steven with a V.
Yeah.
So
we love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my backup name was, because I don't like Kaitlin, and it's becoming very popular now with this Kaitlin Clark, which good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Hope she's doing great things. So it's like very prevalent right now, but like every like little sketch I see, like the basic white girl is named Kaitlin, and it's just like, I hate that this is it. I already didn't like it, right? Because it's like, to me, it's like you take two perfectly good names and then you make like a Frankenstein of names together, where it's like Kate, respectable name, Lynn, respectable name, and then it's like, let's put all the names together, which I think is crazy. But my backup name was Gretchen.
Oh wow, Caitlin's way better than Gretchen.
I know, I would have preferred Gretchen, I think.
Gretchen Gonzalez.
I can see Gretchen.
Yeah, right? Well, so my mom is Heidi, too. So it's like very like, I don't know what that is, but like Swedish or whatever.
Oh,
Dutch?
okay. That
I
took
don't know
me a
what that
second
is.
to understand how the connection between
Aesthetics. No, but I thought Gretchen is cool. I've never met a Gretchen, ever.
I think there's a reason for that.
And also, then you could just call me Gigi.
We can just call you Gigi now.
But that's not my name, and I'll know that. So now you have to call me KG, but I'm not Kevin Garnett. True story. We get mixed up all the time. It's like, ugh, not me.
Hey, weren't you in Uncut Gems? Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems? Yeah. Oh, all the old media.
I know. God, you ever watch that movie? That's a great movie.
Oh, yeah. We saw it in theaters. We're big in the theaters, guys. And you guys know how I feel about the theater.
Yeah. Roll the clip.
I tried to cut it. I tried to like put it in double speed, and it's still like a friggin'
It's good.
It's a long time though, but I'm trying to do short funny.
Mm-hmm.
Funny quick, get out.
Yeah.
That's how I'm trying to do it now.
No, I know. I haven't been to the theater in a minute.
I know we have to see Wicked.
We do.
We still didn't see it.
No.
No,
Well,
have you seen
I'm
it?
on vacation now.
No. You're on vacation
Yeah,
now?
I'm on vacation till the 29th.
Damn.
So,
Dang.
yeah. So we should probably do it soon.
Fun.
We should have a party.
Oh,
Yeah?
you're gonna love this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see Shane Gillis in February.
Where are you going?
Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because we're going to see him in June when he'll be in San Jose.
No, my buddy, he's actually coming over after we do this. We're gonna plan our trip out. We're gonna go. I think he's playing somewhere in Seattle on
You got the tickets already?
first. We're gonna get them today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're going to get them like
He
resale.
might already have them because sometimes he does it ahead of time. You never know. But he and I saw Bill Burr together,
Mhm.
and like I felt like our turnaround on that one's pretty last minute, but
Mhm.
we had great seats.
Yeah.
He's kind of a wizard with that because he used to
Good.
work at Oracle Arena, so he's got a lot of like connects.
Mm.
So when he hits me up, he's like, "Hey, you want to do this thing? We can plan it like 2 weeks ahead, and everything's like smooth."
Mhm.
But yeah, he wants to go see Gillis February,
Nice.
and so I just got like my schedule from work that I'll be off because we're flying out Friday,
Mhm.
31st, and then coming back the 2nd, which is Sunday.
Fun.
So that'll be
Any
cool.
other shows you're going to go take in, or just Shane?
I think just that one because we're only going to be there for a couple days.
It'll be a good one.
Again, usually he plans the whole thing. Like he's
we
just
love that.
no, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He just hits me up and he's like, because the biggest thing was he liked going to wrestling stuff and he had no wrestling friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he's just like, will you come to Hell in a Cell with me? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, all you got to do, I just need money for the rent or for the hotel.
Yeah.
I'll drive us. And then it's like, I'm definitely a passenger princess like the whole time.
That's so fun.
It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He sets the bar really high. When Ronnie's like, we should plan this, I'm like, ugh, Ruben would never make me do this.
Yeah. Can we hire Ruben?
he would never do this to me.
He could never.
He could never.
Ruben could never.
No, I know. So yeah, he's gonna come over. I told him to come over around 5.
Is he a big
so.
Gillis guy?
I think so.
Nice.
It's funny. So he travels all the time for work.
Mhm.
He used to work for Tesla. He was one of the guys who would drive the special Teslas to create the algorithm for self-driving.
Mhm.
So he was getting paid to drive Teslas all over the world. He'd be in Germany for a couple months, then he'd be in like Mexico, and then he'd be back here in the States. He was in Japan for a little bit. So I don't talk to him regularly. He's
Mhm.
probably my like closest friend, and I talk to him like 3 times a year.
Nice.
And so he'll just like show up out of the blue and
Mm-hmm.
be like, you want to go do this thing? And I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. Hang out. It's like we never didn't see each other. And I'm like, all right, bro, we'll do this again. And that'll be like 7 months later. It's like, I think the last time you met him last time, right? Yeah. and that was after the one of the podcasts. Because I remember we got high and I showed you guys Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
And like you were like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah. So when the hell was that though? Because that was a long time
It
ago.
was a few months ago. Yeah.
And that was the last time I saw him.
Like 4 months ago.
Way more than that.
6. Yeah, you're right. It was a while back.
It has to be before the. I feel like it was last year, wasn't it?
Probably.
maybe
I have
not.
a bad range of time.
Might have been early in the. No, might have been early this year. Probably like April.
Okay.
But yeah, do you have any friends like that?
No.
Weirdly
I
enough,
just leave it there.
no. Weirdly enough, like all of my closest friends, like like people that are like for years I've known. God, I see them twice a year.
You know what I think the big thing about that is? I don't know if maybe you guys like follow each other online.
Yeah, I mean,
so you can kind of like see what's going on with each other.
Kind of, but with these guys, like they probably see what I'm doing because I post. They never post anything.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I always think that I'm like out of sight, out of mind for people, you know? So it's like, so if we stop like working together, that's kind of it. Like all my friends have always been from work. So
I actually feel like that's kind of how I am too. And I think both of these guys are really good about making sure we see each other. And like either they don't, it doesn't hurt their feelings that like I am such an out of sight, out of mind person. But yeah, because my other friend, he's in the Air Force and he's all over the place.
Busy.
Yeah. And like, but once I started doing stand up, I'd like send him clips and stuff. And
Nice.
That's sick.
Aww.
But that's about it. Like, and I just think that's really funny because when I do see like Ruben, we can talk about like deep stuff, but it doesn't feel like anyone's like dumping on anybody.
Right.
And like we're friends from college. We used to be in a group of friends, like me, him, and then there was this girl named Hannah who I felt like was stringing his ass along. And it was very much like a Tyler Vicky situation. And I'll put that on record. Very similar situation.
Now it
and I was
is.
like, hey man, I don't think it's a good vibe for you. Like she's cool. It's cool. We're our group. I don't think this is a good thing that we should do together.
Groups be grouping, you know?
Groups should be grouping, not coupling up.
Group.
Yeah.
Not a couple.
Group.
This many. Not as many. Sorry.
But yeah, for a couple years, he chased her around. And I was like, that's where I think I put in all my goodwill.
Hana, huh?
Yeah,
Couldn't
she's
just
Japanese.
go with Hannah.
She's Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, like Hana, Japan.
Different.
She runs it.
Sure. Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Is that the where they make it in front of you place?
Yeah.
Fun. I've never been. Ooh. I know what that is, I think. And then I did. That was exciting.
Oh, you never been to one of those places?
Asian food's a pretty new food to me.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I ate very little foods growing up. Like I was never pushed to try anything. So I was like, chicken nuggets are good. That's what I'm rocking with. And then that's just been me. And then I think I didn't have Chinese food until like Max and I started dating. So like 8 years ago or so.
What'd you think?
I mean, don't come for me, but come for me. If you wanted to comment, you could comment and come for me. But I was like, it's fine. I never once crave like
it's not
Chinese.
chicken nuggets.
It's not. It's not chicken nuggets. Let's talk about it. But no, I never crave Chinese food. But like for like his birthday, I'll like go get Chinese because I know he gets stoked on it, and that's nice for him too because we never have it because I don't want it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
What kind of different food that you have now that you like?
Hummus. I really like Mediterranean food.
Okay.
Which is mostly just like chicken and rice and hummus. I like that a lot.
Do you like Greek food? Like, do you ever go to Nick the Greek?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Halal Guys. Have you ever been to Halal Guys? Oh, it's like I don't know which one's healthier, but it feels like a more fatty.
Okay.
It feels like a more fatty Nick the Greek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that about it.
Like
I put so
like
much.
You did a little dance on that.
So I get so hyped for food. Food is like will always be my. You say that with dogs a lot. There's so many dogs in my house. It's always like if they're food motivated. That's how I describe me. I'm very food motivated.
Got it.
So I'm just like even we're driving here. I'm like, what do you want to eat after this? Like I'm always. It's like, what are we eating?
Yeah.
The white sauce at Greek. I get so many of
tzatziki
those.
sauce.
I don't know. Maybe. At Hello, not Nick the Greek, at Hello Guys, because I don't go there very often.
I'm
not close to one.
All white sauce and Greek food tzatziki.
That's what I ask. I say, can I have extra white sauce? And then, and my friend was like, that's where all the fat is. I was like, I bet it's delicious. So 2, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Mediterranean food. I don't like sushi. I tried it. I was good about trying it. Didn't like it.
I get that though, because it sounds like you like a lot of fatty flavors, and sushi is not. No, but what's great, I feel like when you eat sushi and stuff, you just feel better. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I feel that way about Mediterranean food. Again,
that is true. Well, if you're eating I'm assuming you're heating up these chicken nuggets. You're not. I feel like these are coming out of a box.
I'm not gonna waste them. That's crazy. What are we doing? We're wasting nuggets.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. What are we doing? Guess you have to kill someone today. That's funny. We're having fun. Good times.
Sure are. We sure are. We got to start wrapping this up. That's an hour and a half in.
But that's enough fun.
That's enough for that.
We're cutting it off here.
No. We got to start landing
we'll
the
be
plane.
back in 2 weeks.
We sure were. Oh, okay, yeah.
Or whenever.
No, yeah.
You're available.
When I said we had to wrap it up, I didn't mean this second.
Oh.
I just we shouldn't go
what
over
do you guys
2 hours.
want to talk about?
Exploratory material. Remember that phrase last night that Anthony told us?
Oh, yeah.
He was like,
exploratory?
Yeah, I guess exploratory material on stage is when you're like, so what do you guys want to talk about?
So like a riff?
I guess he called it exploratory material, and I just liked it. Yeah, I was like, what a fun way to
like Christopher Columbus of comedy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
To your point though, I'm like, oh, what a weird way to just say riffing.
Yeah.
That's how I was like, there's a fucking
going off
textbook term.
It's either you came up there and you were going to say something intentionally, or you riffed, I think. I don't know.
I think so too.
I'm nobody.
I'm not going to lie. I took that as like knowing you're going to say a bad joke.
Saying a bad joke.
Exploratory
Oh, that makes me think you're thinking of the word explicit.
Oh, no, like just a joke that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Just one that like it's gonna
bomb.
bomb.
Bad as in I thought you meant like a bad. You're gonna say a bad joke, like the topic is bad.
Like you're going on a mission to fix a bad joke.
Yeah.
Explore or something.
Exploratory material.
Got it. Fun.
Good shit.
That's how I thought of it. I think you're right though.
Oh, I understood it as like, I don't know where I'm gonna land here. I'm gonna like hope that you give me a topic and see if I can do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crowd work.
Yeah. Mystery bucket.
The bucket.
I'm seeing that is popular. I think that's like a new format in open mics right now. Uh-oh.
A little funny. I mean, I don't know. I've noticed when I did a heckle mic, there was some other heckle mics that popped up. And then I noticed when I started doing a bucket, there was buckets that popped up.
Crazy.
I also noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fun. More buckets.
So many buckets.
Yeah, no, last week function, they did a bucket pool system. Oh, wait, no, that's totally different.
No,
Never
they
mind.
do. Oh, well, they do a bucket,
That
I think.
feels more Kiltony-esque.
Never mind. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Totally different.
Bottom of the Barrel was originally from...
where shade's not supposed to be thrown.
I would like to put the light on the shade that I threw. I would like it back, please. That's okay.
Well, I mean, look, hey, they have 2 really good shows with these fun formats. They have a show called Proving Grounds, which is a comedian gets to do a little bit of their own material, and then the audience actually gets to talk shit to them, and they can talk back to the audience. I thought that was incredible.
Fun.
I'm like, wow, I wish I thought of that. That was clever. And then they came up with this other format where they have a bucket, and then like they put stuff in the bucket, and then so like you do a little bit of your own material, and then
Mystery bucket.
Crazy, right?
Fun.
That's nuts.
That's
crazy.
Gnarly. That's crazy. That's mystery bucket.
That's good. I'm glad it's working out. I'm glad it's all going well. Cobb's is a cool venue. I'll say that.
Obviously, yeah.
So cool.
That's nice. As a patron, that's my favorite one.
Oh, I'd never been there before.
Really?
It felt
we saw Shane there.
Like performing, like doing like the biggest open mic ever.
I don't know if that's a compliment to the venue.
But it was awesome. Like seeing because you see all the tables and stuff. It's not like the improv where it's a theater and everything's black. You can't see people. You can see everybody. You can see all the tables and stuff. So I think it's a kind of intimidating in that way.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, where you perform to and how low the audience is a little interesting. But I don't know. There's theaters, the way certain theaters are set up is always fun. That's the type of theater where I feel like the laughs you can't hear them as well because the audience is below you. Kind of like how Tommy T's has their stage raised. And there's like certain theaters I've been in for like the musical theater stuff where you're almost the same level as the first row of people and then it goes up. and you just, I don't know, you can feel your laughs a lot more.
Mhm.
Because again, it's just like the entry point to where they're coming at you. If they're coming from the ground, I feel like you lose half that. Now, if you have to be a seasoned performer and be able to just like know that that's going to happen,
Mhm.
because then you always feel like you're bombing, right? But from the audience perspective, you could be doing really, really well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
it was fun though. It was cool to be in a green room like that. I've never had that experience before.
Yeah, that experience, like walking up to me, like you pass up the whole line, and you're like, I'm part of the roast, and they're like, oh, let me take you to the green room. That's
Oh.
insane.
Yeah,
That's an
Mhm.
insane experience.
that was cool. They didn't check my bag.
Yeah.
I was like, that's gnarly.
I didn't get my ID checked. Oh,
When you want to now, huh? Too. You're like, come
Yeah.
on, ask me for it.
yeah, right.
Uh,
Like, what? Do I look old? You
Mhm.
fucking yeah.
people ask for my ID.
Ooh.
I'm big annoyed. What?
Was that one thing that Jake said about you, or was that something you and I came up with for the cigar thing? I told him he should open up with because he smokes so
That
much.
was for the cigar.
I said, I look
You did?
20. Oh, that was something that, but I thought Jake said something about you, about the way you looked too. That was
Did you
pretty
talk about how
funny.
you smelled
He
like
might
cigar?
have. I was trying not to listen to him. As soon as he started getting laughs, I was like, I can't listen anymore. It's
Huh.
good. It's good, and it's probably truthful. Just
But don't you want a rebuttal to that potentially?
No.
You don't want a rebuttal to
I-
that?
He does zero rebuttals.
Oh.
I my rebuttal, I like double up on jokes pretty much.
yeah.
That's my
Mm.
rebuttal. I'll
Yeah.
double joke.
Yeah.
I'll hit him with 2. Like I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna rebuttal, but it's really a joke I have set up.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
So to anyone that's gonna roast me in the future, I hope you're not fucking listening.
Yeah. You better have not been here.
Well, you know what's funny? It makes me think of how, so he and Michael George are pretty good friends now.
Mhm.
Now, before Noah was allowed to come to Good Times, he tried to go there and do the mic before he was old enough. And he basically had an altercation with a lady that, like, we thought, this is before even I really knew Noah. We were all in this group chat together, and we thought he said something foul to the bartender, Lisa. And we were like, hey, like, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
And I was like very much in the middle. I was like, look, because I think I was the one who told you to go.
Mm.
And you came to me, he messaged me like, hey, why is everyone dogpiling on me? Like, defend me. And I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah.
I'm like, kid, I don't know you. I'm like, if you said shit to Lisa, like, you have to own up to that.
I know Lisa. I know
Yeah.
her name.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to own up to that.
Mhm.
And he didn't say anything to Lisa. He said something to a random person. And it wasn't until I got to go there and talk to Lisa. She's like, no, he didn't say it to me. He said it to some other lady. But it was just funny because Michael went full like DEFCON, like, you're never going to be allowed to come.
Yeah, he was like, I'm about to 86 your ass. Like he was like,
Oh,
like, you're
no.
never gonna be allowed here again. I was like, oh
Damn.
shit.
Yeah.
Like before I even performed there.
No, it was a whole year goes by, and then Noah's finally old enough to go. And we were both like, oh, I wonder what Michael Jordan's going to think.
Mhm.
He didn't even know that you were the same kid, I think,
he's
till way
like-
later.
Yeah.
No, but by the time you guys became friends, it was nice to be like, hey, I was that kid that you fucking hated.
Yeah.
Because now, oh my God, he literally told me the other day, he's like, I'm going to take him from you. I just want you to know. Like, it's like, I
Wow.
love Noah. I'm going to take him on the road with me. And
Aw.
and I want everything I want to say, like, yeah, that's kind of par for the course.
Mhm.
I bring these people in and then you take them from me.
Hey, well now fucking the dude who beat me, Jake, he's gonna try to steal
Everyone
me.
wants you, dude.
You know,
Wow. Good for you, Noah.
I'm not gay.
That's okay. That's okay too.
I'm
That's
not
allowed.
gay.
Yeah.
It is funny. I think what's funny is everyone says they're going to take them from me because I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never claimed you like that.
No.
I'm just like, we live
Until
in the,
now.
I'm like, we live in the same town.
I feel like if anything, you've been trying to create the separation of like he's his own entity.
I
Mhm.
try to. Yeah, put that on the record.
Yeah, I feel like you really have tried to be like he's not in my shadow. He's
Mhm.
just his own thing.
He is the shadow.
He-
'Cause you're dark. Thank you.
No, it is funny though. Like how to me, and I'll use this word, how smitten Michael is with you now.
Aw.
Because I just think about like he didn't even know. Like he was talking so crazy about you like back in the day.
Did you say something foul to Lisa?
No, it was to some lady that I just walked up to Good Times and she thought I looked too young to be there.
Well, she was.
She was like,
correct.
she was like, you're making people uncomfortable. And I was like, who? She was like, me. And I was like, okay. she's like, you gotta leave. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, do you work here? And she was like, no. And I was like, yeah, definitely not gonna do that. And then Lisa was like, yeah, you should go. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Then the lady said something, and I was like, you're a fucking cunt. And
Okay, well, we got there.
And then
I was like, well, this seems pretty tame. Nailed it.
And then everyone was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, no, that's what she is. And then I walked off. Yeah. No, and then like an idiot, I thought comedians were going to be like,
got her.
Yeah, got her. And they're like,
I wasn't there, my bad, Noah.
You're a fucking dick, dude. They're like, what are you saying, man? Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great situation.
That was really funny. Oh boy. Any closing thoughts? Kind of gassed out right now.
Yeah.
We got all your notes?
No, but
next time?
has to be.
Has to be.
Has to be.
You getting hungry? Thinking about what you're gonna eat?
Yeah. I am thinking about what I'm gonna eat.
What are you gonna eat?
I don't know. I really want to give a restaurant a shot that like was really bad. I like to have a 2 times bad rule where it's like you have to be bad 2 times for me to stop going there. And we never got to the second time.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's just like bar food.
Okay.
That's my niche.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back. Will it be next year? Week after next? I mean, unless we could probably do another episode because I'll be around.
Exactly.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe this won't be the last episode of the year.
We'll see you when we see you. Oh, we will see you. We'll be back.
I like that. All right, guys.
Send it.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Cook it.
Bye.
Okay, bye. We love you.